At 28, Ethan, thought I'd found my forever in Lily, a dazzling psychology student who lit up my world at college. We married, chasing dreams together, me grinding to build a tech empire, her, my rock, fueling me with 3 a.m. coffee and fierce belief through brutal startup days. 5 years in, at 31, success hit. A sleek suburban home, money in the bank, and Lily, 30, shining as a church star. Leading groups, preaching love and faith, it felt perfect, a classic American dream. But then, shadows crept in. Why did her smiles fade? Why the vague fine to my questions, the late nights, the strange cologne clinging to her at 32? My gut churned when I caught her snapping pics of my bank statements. Plotting something? Heart-pounding, I uncovered her secret. Stolen hours with Jake, a 29-year-old church hotshot, and whispers of a baby, not mine. Was my wife betraying me, scheming to cash in? The truth burned, but I stayed silent, ready to flip the script. Buckle up, my tale of love, lies, and a jaw-dropping reckoning will leave you stunned. Back in the fall of 2015, I was a 28-year-old finance major, hunched over textbooks in a noisy college library at our state university, my eyes bleary from crunching numbers for my dream of a tech startup. That's when Lily burst into my life like a summer storm. 28, radiant, with a cascade of chestnut hair and a laugh that could melt the stress of a looming exam. She was deep into her psychology degree, always scribbling notes about human behavior, her hazel eyes sparkling with curiosity. One day she plopped down across from me, flashing a grin, and asked, "You look like you're building the next Google. Need a coffee to survive that spreadsheet?" I laughed, smitten, and we clicked instantly. Over late-night study sessions at the campus diner, swapping fries and ambitions, I spilled my goal of revolutionizing tech consulting. Lily leaned in, chin on her hand, and said, "Ethan, you've got the grit. I'd bet on you any day." She wasn't just a pretty face, she cared about my vision, not the frat parties or fleeting flings others chased. By spring, we were inseparable. Dates turned into lazy Sundays, dreaming aloud, me sketching business plans on napkins, her mapping how she'd counsel people to heal. After graduation in 2016, we tied the knot in a small, sunlit ceremony, just family, a few friends, and a backyard barbecue with burgers and her favorite wildflowers. At 29, I dove headfirst into my startup, a tech consulting firm to streamline small businesses. Those early days were a grind, 80, sometimes 90-hour weeks, coding until my fingers ached, cold calling clients who hung up, and praying the rent check wouldn't bounce. I'd stumble home, bleary-eyed, to our cramped apartment, and there was Lily, my 29-year-old cheerleader, waiting with a grin and a Red Bull. "You're killing it, Ethan," she'd say, rubbing my shoulders at 3 a.m. as I debugged code. "This is your rocket ship. Don't quit now." Her pep talks were my fuel, her belief my lifeline. Once, when a big client ghosted me, I nearly cracked, slamming my laptop shut, muttering, "I'm done." Lily sat me down, handed me a beer, and said, "You're Ethan freaking Parker. Failure's not in your DNA. We've got this." I'd never felt so seen. Lily was a gem in those days. She'd landed a gig counseling at a local clinic, but when my startup bled cash, she made a move that floored me. "Ethan," she said one night, 29 and steady, "I'm putting my career on hold. You need me more. Let me handle bills, meals, whatever, so you can build this thing." I stared, stunned. "Babe, that's huge. You sure?" She nodded, smiling. "We're a team, right? Your win is mine." I pulled her close, whispering, "You're unreal. I thought it was the ultimate sacrifice, a testament to our bond." We'd lie in bed, dreaming of a future, me running a tech giant, her maybe opening a practice someday, kids running around a big yard. It felt like we were crafting a classic American love story, the kind you see in movies: hard work, loyalty, and a shared climb to the top. By 2020, at 31, the tide turned. My startup landed a major contract, 6 figures, steady gigs, clients raving about our software. I'll never forget the day I got the email shouting, "Lily, we did it!" She, 30, danced around our tiny kitchen laughing. "Told you, champ." We upgraded fast, bought a sleek, two-story house in a quiet suburb, white picket fence and all, the kind of place you'd see in a Heartland postcard. I was on cloud nine, wiring funds for a new couch, a shiny fridge, picturing barbecues with neighbors. Lily threw herself into our local spot Grace Fellowship Church, a tight-knit community buzzing with potlucks and prayer. She, at 30, shone brighter than ever, leading the women's book club, planning charity runs, typing Bible verses like "Love never fails" for her Instagram captions. I'd scroll her posts, heart-swelling, thinking, that's my girl, spreading light. She'd come home, eyes bright, gushing, "Ethan, we raised $2,000 0 cents for the shelter today." I'd hug her, proud, saying, "You're amazing, babe, my rock star." Our life felt golden. I'd leave at dawn, 31 and buzzing, to tweak our apps, sign deals, hire a team. Lily, 30, kept the home front strong. Dinner on the table, a clean house, and church events on lock. Weekends, we'd grill steaks in the backyard, clink glasses of cheap wine, and laugh about the lean days. "We made it, Ethan," she'd say, leaning into me under the stars. I'd kiss her forehead, murmuring, "Couldn't have without you." Friends envied us, called us the power couple, the ones who'd beat the odds. I'd watch her at church, 30 and glowing, handing out flyers for a marriage retreat she'd planned, preaching commitment and faith. "That's us, Ethan," she'd whisper, squeezing my hand during a sermon. I believed it. 5 years in, we were solid, a team forged in struggle, now thriving. My startup hummed, pulling in cash. Lily's church gig gave her purpose. I'd lie awake, 31 and grateful, thinking we'd cracked it. Love, ambition, the American dream in our grasp. Little did I know, the perfect picture was about to fracture, and the woman I adored was hiding a storm that'd rip it all apart. Our golden days rolled on from that dreamy 2020 high, with me, Ethan, at 31, steering my tech startup to new heights, and Lily, 30, lighting up Grace Fellowship Church with her passion. I'd leave at dawn, buzzing to tweak our app, sign deals, and grow our team, while Lily kept our suburban home humming. Dinner ready, flyers for church events stacked neatly by the door. We'd grill steaks, clink wine glasses, and laugh under the stars, my heart full, thinking we'd nailed the American dream. But by early 2021, as I turned 32, the first cracks crept in. Subtle at first, like hairline fractures and a perfect frame. Lily's warm smiles faded, replaced by distracted nods. I'd come home, eager to share a big client win, and say, "Babe, we landed a $50,000 0 cents contract." She'd mutter, "That's nice," eyes glued to her phone, not even glancing up. Our chats, once alive with dreams and laughter, turned stiff, scripted, like she was checking a box. "How was the book club, Lily?" I'd ask, hoping to connect. "Fine," she'd snap, turning away, her tone sharp, leaving me puzzled, a quiet ache growing in my chest. It got stranger. Lily, still 30, started peppering me with odd questions about money out of nowhere. Over breakfast, she'd lean in, "Ethan, how much did we clear last quarter? What's the startup worth now?" I blinked, caught off guard. "Why the sudden interest, babe?" I'd laugh, thinking she wanted to plan a vacation or something sweet. "Just curious," she'd shrug, but her eyes darted, uneasy. Before, she'd been fine with our joint credit card, never digging into my books. Now, her curiosity felt pointed, hungry. One night, I stumbled into my home office at 32, bleary from a late coding session, and froze. Lily, 31 by then, was rifling through my desk, papers scattered, her phone in hand, snapping pics of my bank statements. My pulse spiked. "What are you doing?" I asked, voice steady but tight. She jumped, eyes wide, then smiled too fast. "Just tidying up, Ethan. Your mess is crazy." Her laugh rang hollow, and I nodded. But my gut screamed, something's wrong here. The signs piled up, each one a splinter in my trust. Lily's schedule turned erratic, random late nights, prayer meetings stretching past 10 p.m., retreats with the church ladies that felt off. One evening I watched her, 31, leave in jeans and a sweater, her hair tied back, waving, off to Bible study, back soon. But at midnight she slipped in, wearing a tight black dress, heels in hand, hair loose, my stomach twisted. "Spilled coffee on myself," she mumbled, brushing past, avoiding my stare. I'd beg for time, date nights, a movie, but she'd roll her eyes. "You're paranoid, Ethan, always working anyway." New clothes appeared, sexy lingerie, slinky tops. I never saw her wear for me. Receipts tumbled from her purse. A $200 0 cents hotel bill, one room, not the group trip she claimed with 4 women. My mind raced. Am I losing her? Work stress, I told myself, but doubt gnawed. A quiet buzz I couldn't shake. Then came the night that cracked me open. At 32, I got home early, expecting Lily, 31, back by 8 from prayer group. Midnight struck, the door creaked open. She stumbled in, hair mussed, lipstick smudged, a sharp, musky cologne, not mine, clinging to her. My heart pounded, a drum in my chest. "Long night?" I asked, casual, watching her close. She kicked off her heels, barely glancing up. "Yeah, prayer meeting dragged, then dinner with the girls, you know." But I didn't know. Bible study never ran to midnight before. I stepped closer, the scent stronger, my voice low. "Smells like someone doused you in cologne." Her posture shifted, defensive, arms crossed, eyes flashing. "Seriously, Ethan? Maybe if you weren't chained to your office you'd notice my life." Her words stung, twisting the blame to me. A slick dodge. I wanted to shout, demand answers, but I bit my tongue. Pushed too hard and she'd spin it, call me jealous, neglectful, the bad guy. I wouldn't let her win that game. I got smart, my suspicion burning. At 32 I started digging, checked our credit card bills. Odd charges popping up, $75, 0 cents at a wine bar we never hit, $150, 0 cents for a boutique I didn't know. One night, Lily, 31, left her phone on the counter, unlocked. A rookie move. I hesitated, then swiped through her location history. Every Monday and Wednesday, 2 to 4 p.m., she pinged at the same spot, a condo complex across town, miles from church. My chest tightened. Why there? Who was she seeing? I cross-checked texts, found nothing blatant, but her guard was up, phone suddenly password-locked, clutched tight. She'd breeze in, 31 and breezy, with stories that clashed, claiming she ate at a diner in the city, but her jacket smelled of a steakhouse we'd never tried. I lay awake, mind racing. Was my wife, my partner, slipping away? Was this the end of us? One Wednesday I couldn't take it. At 32 I left the office early, heart hammering, and parked across from that condo, a plain brick building in a quiet part of town. I slouched in my SUV, eyes locked on the lot. At 2 p.m. sharp, Lily's blue sedan rolled in, 31 and casual in sunglasses. 10 minutes later, a black truck pulled up beside her. A guy stepped out, tall, ripped, 29, a cross necklace glinting, tribal ink snaking up his arm. My breath caught. Jake, the youth leader from Grace Fellowship, the guy she'd gushed about. "So inspiring, Ethan." They walked in, all flirty, her hand brushing his, laughing like she used to with me. My blood boiled, fists clenched. My wife, the woman I'd built my world for, cozying up to a church guy. I snapped photos, blurry through my rage, wanting to storm up, pound the door, yell, "What the hell, Lily?" But I froze, jaw tight. Rage was loud. I'd play this quiet, smart. Whatever she was hiding, I'd uncover it, and make her regret it. I sat in my SUV, 32, and seething, watching Lily, 31, giggle with Jake, the 29-year-old church youth leader, as they slipped into that condo across town. My photos of their flirty strut burned a hole in my phone, my heart pounding from the sting of her deception. The woman I'd toasted with cheap wine, the one who'd fueled my startup dreams, was unraveling our life. I drove home, mind racing, refusing to explode. Yet, back at our suburban house, Lily, 31, breezed in after 4 p.m., humming, acting normal, but that musky cologne lingered, mocking me. I kept cool, nodding as she rambled about church stuff, my suspicion from those late nights and shady receipts now a blazing certainty. She was hiding something big, and I, Ethan, at 32, vowed to dig deeper, to turn this betrayal into my weapon. Sleep evaded me that night, my brain replaying her laugh with Jake, the way her hand grazed his arm. Was our 5-year marriage a lie? I needed proof, not just for me, but to fight whatever storm was coming. I turned detective, my gut churning. Lily, 31, left her iPad unlocked one evening, a rare slip. I pounced, heart thumping, and opened her messages. There it was, a thread with Jake. "Ethan's clueless, buried in work," she typed. "Once I file, alimony's mine. We'll be free, babe." Jake replied, "Can't wait, Lily. Our life starts soon." My stomach lurched. This wasn't a fling, it was a plot. She, 31, was scheming to ditch me, bank on my startup's cash, and ride off with this cross-wearing gym bro. I screenshotted it all, hands shaking, rage and hurt colliding. More text spilled out. "He's too busy to suspect." And, "I'll hit him hard. Divorce is my ticket." I felt sick, my chest tight, picturing her, my cheerleader, laughing at my trust. She wasn't just cheating. She was staging my downfall, planning to bleed me dry while I built our dream. I saved every word, every date. Monday and Wednesday trysts, 2 to 4 p.m. clockwork. I dug further, pulse racing. Credit card statements showed charges: $120.00 at a ritzy steakhouse, $300.00 for a hotel, solo bookings, no church group. One night, Lily, 31, showered, her purse unguarded. I rifled through, finding a crumpled receipt. 1 room, 2 nights, a city we'd never visited together. My mind spun. How long had this been brewing? I tailed her again, 32 and stealthy, parking near that condo. Wednesday, 2 p.m., Lily pulled in, 31, in a red top I'd never seen. Jake, 29, arrived all smiles, his cross necklace glinting as they hugged, her fingers lingering on his back. I snapped more pics, my knuckles white on the wheel, fury begging me to barge in, but I breathed deep. Revenge needed control, not chaos. I recorded a call, too, catching her on speaker one night, whispering to Jake, "Ethan won't see it coming. I'll leave soon, and we'll live big." The knife twisted. My love, my partner, was a stranger, plotting my ruin. I had to protect myself. At 32, I met my accountant, Tom. After hours, keeping it casual. "Thinking of restructuring, Tom," I said, sipping coffee. He nodded, eyes sharp. Over weeks, I moved smart. Prepaid a year's office rent, $20,000.00. Bought new servers for the startup, $15,000.00. Paid down a loan early. All legit, just business. But it shrank my personal cash on paper. If Lily wanted alimony, she'd get less. I opened a new account at another bank, trickling in small sums. $1,000.00 here, $2,000.00 there. Building a shield she couldn't touch. Nothing illegal, all documented, just me, 32, guarding what I'd sweated for. I kept collecting, more photos of Lily and Jake, hotel stubs from her bag, a voice clip of her mocking me. "Ethan's a workaholic, easy to play." Each piece fueled my fire, my hurt hardening into a plan. She thought I was blind. I'd blindside her instead. Then, the bomb dropped. On a random Tuesday in 2021, I got home at 6 p.m., 32 and weary from a client pitch. Lily, 31, sat on our couch, legs crossed, a smug glint in her hazel eyes. "Ethan, we need to talk," she said, voice syrupy, fake. My pulse quickened. I knew this tone. I played dumb, sitting. "What's up, babe?" She leaned forward, smirking. "I'm pregnant." My heart leapt, then crashed as she twisted the blade. "But it's not yours. I've been seeing someone. I want a divorce." Time froze. We hadn't been close in months. No way that baby was mine. Rage surged, my fists flexing, but her face, calm, cold, no guilt, stopped me. 5 years? Vows, dreams, late nights, tossed like trash. She leaned in, 31, bold. "And you owe me alimony, Ethan. I quit my career for you, built this life. You'll pay." Her words were a punch, casual, like ordering pizza, shredding our bond. I wanted to roar, to hurl her lies back, scream about Jake, the condo, her texts. My blood boiled, hands trembling, every instinct yelling to fight. But I saw her game. She expected me to crack, to beg, to hand her control. I wouldn't. I inhaled slow and let a grin spread, cool as ice. "I see," I said, locking eyes. Lily, 31, blinked, thrown off, expecting tears or shouts. "What's that mean?" she snapped, brow furrowed. I leaned back, calm, heart racing beneath. "Oh, Lily, you think I didn't know about Jake?" Her face paled, lips parting. "Mondays, Wednesdays, that condo 2 to 4, right? You didn't even hide it well." I chuckled, low, watching her squirm. "What are you talking about?" She stammered. 31, voice shaky. "Your church boy, Jake," I said, stretching, casual. "Must be some prayer session. Hotel rooms, red tops, his cologne all over you. Wonder what Grace Fellowship thinks of their star screwing a youth leader." Her eyes darted, panic flashing, 31 and cornered. "How long have you known?" she whispered, hands twisting. I tilted my head, 32, steady. "Long enough, Lily. Long enough to hear you plan to live big off me." She froze, mouth gaping, a fish out of water. I stood, voice steel. "You and Jake thought I'd bankroll your little fantasy? Not happening." She rallied, 31, chin up. "The law's on my side, Ethan. I'll get what I deserve." I smiled. "Cold, if you say so." My mind raced. Proof stacked, moves made, I was steps ahead. She thought she'd ambushed me. Pregnant, bold, in charge. But I, 32, held the cards. Texts, pics, recordings, and a fire to flip this betrayal. She'd rue this day. Lily, 31, sat there on our couch, smug after her bombshell. Pregnant, not mine, demanding a divorce and alimony, thinking she'd cornered me, Ethan, at 32, with her affair with Jake, the 29-year-old church youth leader. Her cold, "You'll pay," echoed as I grinned back, cool, dropping. "You think I didn't know about Jake? Mondays, Wednesdays, that condo?" Her panic flared, eyes darting, but she bluffed. "The law's on my side." I smiled, "if you say so," my mind racing with texts, photos, and recordings, my arsenal ready. I, 32, held my rage, my plan brewing. Lily moved out that week, straight to Jake's, filing for divorce, with irreconcilable differences, a slick cover for her betrayal. I met lawyers, heart pounding, only to hear, "No fault state, Ethan. Cheating doesn't count." My blood boiled. Her lies? Jake's baby? And I'd still pay? One attorney, Greg, leveled with me. "At 32, you'll owe something, but we'll fight to cut it." I showed my rejigged finances. Prepaid rent, new gear. Greg smirked. "Smart timing, might trim her take." I nodded, quiet, plotting a colder strike. Court loomed and I, 32, braced myself. Lily, 31, strutted in, modest in a gray dress, her lawyer spinning a tale. She quit counseling for Ethan, built his home, deserves support. My pulse raced. 5 years of trust, and she played victim? Greg laid out my proof. Steamy texts, condo pics, a DNA test proving the kid wasn't mine. Lily shacked up with Jake, 29. Her lawyer sneered. "No fault state, Your Honor. Misconduct's irrelevant. Focus on her sacrifice, his wealth." I clenched my fists, her betrayal dismissed like dust. The judge, bored, sighed. "Law's clear, no fault rules. Ethan, you pay $5,000 0 cents a month, 5 years, or until she remarries." Lily, 31, smirked across the room, a silent "told you." My stomach churned. $5,000 0 cents for a cheater with another man's kid? But my moves, shifting cash to the business, stashing a cushion, shaved it to $3,800 0 cents. Not a win, but a dent. She giggled to Jake outside. "We got him, babe. He's paying." I, 32, said nothing, my real play waiting. Lily thought she'd won, but I, 32, saw her weakness. Grace Fellowship Church was her stage. Women's book club leader, retreat planner, the face of faith and marriage. Her parents, pillars there, beamed at her holiness. I'd collected it all, DNA results, time-stamped shots of her and Jake, 29, arm in arm, texts of her plotting, Ethan's clueless. I'll catch in, a recording of her scoffing, Church folks are dull prudes. My blood simmered, her hypocrisy thick, preaching love, bedding a youth leader. I crafted a letter, calm, precise. To Grace Fellowship elders, I, Ethan Parker, regret this, but your ministry's integrity matters. Lily, your leader, had an affair during our marriage, bore another's child, per DNA, and seeks alimony while living with him. See proof, shared in concern, not spite. I bundled it, photos, text, receipts, the audio, dropped it at the church at 5 a.m. Sunday, 32 and steady, then drove home, heart racing, waiting for the storm. By noon, my phone buzzed, wild texts from church friends. "Ethan, elders called an urgent meet. Lily's freaking out." I smirked, pulse quickening, imagining her squirm. She, 31, called, voice shrill. "You jerk, Ethan! They yanked me from the book club. My dad's ashamed, won't look at me. You trashed my life." Her panic sang to me. I, 32, hung up, calm, no reply needed. Words spread. Her pals ghosted her, whispering, "Adulteress!" The church, her kingdom, turned cold. Jake, 29, flinched. Text from a buddy. "He's bailing, says drama's too much." I laughed, bitter, her true love crumbling. Lily's mom left a voicemail. "We're praying, Ethan. She's shamed us." I, 32, felt a thrill, not guilt. Her mask, the saintly Lily, 31, was peeling off, her betrayal exposed to the flock she'd fooled. The fallout snowballed. Grace Fellowship held a meeting, and by Monday, Lily, 31, was out. Barred from leadership, no more retreats, no stage to preach. Her dad, a deacon, stepped back. Disgraced, a friend said. I, 32, stayed silent, letting her world crack. She called again, sobbing. "Ethan, they'll shame me to the congregation. Public discipline? Everyone'll know, fix this." Her voice broke, desperate. 32 leaned back. "Cool, they already know, Lily. Gossip flies fast. Should have thought of your folks' legacy before Jake," she gasped. "He's done with me, says I lied, made it sound easy." I chuckled. "Your soulmate ditched you? Shocker." She, 31, begged. "I've got nowhere. Friends won't call, parents won't take me." My heart, once hers, was stone. "Use the alimony, Lily. Get a hotel," I said, hanging up. A rush of power surged. She'd built this mess, I'd just lit the match. I, 32, kept playing nice, sent the first $3,800 0 cents check, on time with a crisp email. Payment sent, confirm receipt. Lily, 31, texted back, "Got it," stunned. I didn't fight. She expected rage, pleas, ammo to twist. I gave her calm, polite distance, my plan humming beneath. Her church collapse rippled. Her part-time gig at a Christian camp cut her. Budget issues, the boss mumbled, eyes down. A crisis center she loved dropped her. Your situation's a bad fit. I, 32, heard it all, a quiet grin growing. Her identity, the holy Lily, 31, shredded. Jake, 29, fled, requesting a church transfer to Colorado, leaving her pregnant, alone. I paid the next check, steady, while her calls grew frantic. "Ethan, I'm sinking, help." I, 32, ignored her, my strike landing hard. Weeks later, a neighbor texted, "Lily's in her car, Walmart lot, 31 and lost." I drove by 32 at dusk. Her sedan sat, dim, her silhouette hunched, phone glowing. My chest tightened. Not joy, but a cold win. She'd played me, plotted with Jake, 29, for my cash, and now, 31, she crashed. I, 32, held my ground. Alimony flowing, but my ace loomed. Her smug "you'll pay" haunted me, but I'd flipped it. She'd feel the weight, not me. I slept sound, 32, ready to end this on my terms. Her reckoning a fire I'd stoked, quiet and sharp. Lily, 31, reeled from her fall. Church rolls gone, Jake, 29, fled to Colorado, her life a wreck in a Walmart lot, while I, Ethan, 32, sent alimony checks, calm and calculated, my quiet strike hitting hard. Her world collapsed. Friends ditched, family shamed, job lost. And I watched, a cold wind secured. But I, now 33, was done living in her shadow. One night, a text from Lily, 32, came, voice flat. Lost my camp job, baby's due soon, no one to hire me. I replied, tough break, and moved on, my focus shifting. I'd burned that bridge, and a new dawn called. My startup roared ahead at 33, new clients, bigger contracts, cash flowing strong. I, Ethan, poured my fire into it, landing a $200,000 0 cents deal, my team cheering, freedom tasted sweet. No more Lily, 32, haunting me with lies. Then, fate sparkled. I met Ava, 31, a graphic designer at a tech conference in 2022. She, sharp and bold, pitched a slick logo, her blue eyes alive, saying, Ethan, your app's hot. Let's brand it big. We clicked over coffee, laughing about deadlines, her hustle matching mine. No games, just real, unlike Lily. We dated, slow and steady, her wit and drive lifting me. One night, Ava, 31, grinned. You're a fighter, Ethan. Love that. And I felt hope bloom, a new chapter dawning. I, 33, leaned into life. Got my pilot's license, soaring over hills, wind rushing, my heart light. Took up mountain biking, tearing down trails, dust flying, adrenaline pumping. Even strummed a guitar, clumsy but fun. Ava, 31, clapping, rockstar vibes. Ethan. My days brimmed, work thriving. Ava by my side, no rush to marry, but a future glinting. Word trickled in, Lily, 32, birthed a boy, Jake, 29, dodging child support. Barely a dad from afar. She scraped by, a retail job, $12, 0 cents an hour. Reputation shot. No Christian camp took her, public schools shrugged. Her folks, strained, helped with the kid, muttering, poor choices, Lily. She, 32, crept back to church, sat in the back, shunned, no leadership left, a ghost of her old shine. 6 months post-divorce, I, 33, gassed up my new SUV, sleek and black, and spotted Lily, 32, at a station. She looked rough, hair dull, eyes tired, still pregnant, or maybe again a beat-up car idling. She froze seeing me, then shuffled over. Ethan, how are you? She mumbled, voice small. I, 33, shrugged. Business booms, life's good. She nodded, eyes down, money's gone, debt, rent, food. I capped the tank, cool, not my problem. She choked. I'm sorry, Ethan, for it all. I paused, 33. Her fall stark less satisfying than I'd dreamed, but my pity was dry. Too late, Lily, I said, sliding in, driving off, her figure fading. I, 33, thrived, with Ava, 31, now living together, her art decking our place. Bright, bold, like her, we cooked tacos, biked trails, built something solid. Marriage? Maybe someday, but once burned, I took it slow. My startup hit millions, and I, 33, felt unstoppable. Flying planes, shredding slopes, strumming tunes. Lily, 32, faded. Word was, cash vanished in months, bad budgeting, classic her. She struggled, alone. Jake, 29, a deadbeat, her family distant, church a cold seat. I, 33, didn't gloat. Her mess wasn't my win. I'd risen, stronger, free. The lesson stuck, sharp, documented all. I, 33, had screenshots, text, receipts. Court ignored them, no fault nonsense, but they fueled my strike on Lily's church world. Powers in proof, I'd tell anyone. Now, at 33, with Ava, 31, cheering me, my empire grew, my heart healed. The worst, Lily's lies, birthed my best. A life untied, bold, mine. I flew higher, eyes ahead, never back.